Hello everyone! Welcome to Scribble Brigade! Feeling extra colourful today, I put lipstick on. How are you all? So many cute hellos in chat. Yay! I've been looking forward to this Scribble Brigade session all week since last week's one was so fun. Haven't been able to stop thinking about it. And I'm really excited to continue our colour adventure after last week's fun time. I'm Francie. I've got my floofy purple see-through shirt on, red bra, red lips, floofed hair, all the floofs, all the colour floofs. And we're going to be extra colourful today in our sketchbooks as well, or whatever you're using. You can use your iPad, you can use loose leaf pieces of paper, you can be as scrappy and messy as you want. We are not allowed to have any pressure on ourselves today, okay? Promise? Wait, what's the promise? Promise? I don't know, promise? Promise? No judgments on ourselves today. Today is gonna be just experimenting for the sake of experimenting, getting to understand colors a little bit more, getting to be a bit more comfortable with colors, even making weird, ugly brown colors and stuff like that. I want us to make weird decisions, and from those weird decisions, we get to learn a lot. So I hope you're excited for that, because I am, because I like making weird decisions and I like putting weird colors together and seeing what happens, and sometimes they fail, sometimes they succeed, sometimes it's like confusing. What the heck is this? How am I feeling? That's what colors do, and I'm a big color lover. I've always loved color. I think I express myself through a lot of color, both in my art and the clothes I wear. I rarely wear black clothes. I like to have all the colors. Yes, ma'am. Good. You're locked into these promises now. No pressure on self. So what I've done is I've actually started a new sketchbook just for doing color play and color swatches and color experiments in. And I'm someone who doesn't necessarily plan very much. I really like just making stuff up as I go. And a lot of my Scribble Brigades are in that same sort of realm as well. So I've sort of got a vague idea of what I want to do with you all, but it's gonna like evolve and move and stuff as we go. I would really like to end the sesh with a couple of landscape drawing paintings using some weird, wonderful color palettes that we come up with. And I think today's session is going to be a long one. Last week's session we went double the amount of time as I usually do. Scribble Brigades usually go for about an hour, but we went for about 2 hours last week. And as soon as we turned off the stream, I continued to do the thing for like another hour. So, and a lot of you did too. I saw on the Discord a lot of extra color palettes and play happened after the fact. So that's pretty cool. Yeah, so Scribble Brigade, if you're new here, it's just a monthly little art hangout that I do with mainly my patrons. Every second month we're doing a live stream like we are here today. For everyone, like a public one, where everyone's invited. So that's every second month, but every single month, the first Wednesday of every month at the same time, 10 a.m. Melbourne time, Melbourne, Australia time, we do Scribble Brigade over on Patreon, and yeah, it's the best. I love it. And we do all sorts of different art experimenty things and challenges. Sometimes they're difficult, sometimes they're actually very challenging, other times they're just like silly and weird. So today is no different, silly and weird colors. Anyway, I hope you're all doing good. I see lots of people who were here last week as well. I am going to be using my watercolor palette, which has some gouache paints mixed in there. Disclaimer, yes, I'm an artist, but I never really learned color theory. You know, like in school you'd learn the primary colors and then mixing colors from those, but I always found that like blue and yellow don't always necessarily make lovely green, or red and blue don't make purple. So I was always confused by the color theory that I learned in school, very basic color theory that I learned in school. So over the years I've just played with making color palettes. Back in the days when I first figured out that I could secretly, naughtily get my hands on Photoshop, I would make lots of color palettes. I just make squares and put different colors in and have like a whole full-on like color palette folder. I wish I still had it, lost to time. But yeah, like I've always played with color palettes, and so I'm pretty confident and happy to go in and just make weird decisions, and I would love for you to join me and maybe build up a bit of the courage that it takes to make weird decisions and experiment and play without being hard on yourself and that sort of thing. Yeah, let's get silly. There'll be a replay, yeah. You can watch this anytime you like after it's done. It'll just be on my YouTube page. Yeah. Anyway, maybe we should just dive right in and start doing things. Let me show you my sketchbook that I've got happening at the moment and what we did last week. And we'll just dive into doing some stuff, I reckon. I've got my water, I've got some paintbrushes, I have a palette to mix on, I've got my flour, I've got a rag to wipe my brush on, all the things. Okay, let me jump over to this screen now. Ooh, here we are. My desk. So yeah, this is my watercolor palette, which has some gouache in it. Yeah, similar to what I said before about not necessarily understanding color theory. Don't ask me what they're called. Don't ask me what the names of the colors are. Don't ask me, you know, the technical terms for certain names. I don't know. I'm just going to be like this green, and this is a slightly blue green, and this is a slightly yellow green, and that sort of thing. I'm not going to worry about that sort of stuff for now. It's just pure play. And if you're someone who's a bit more logical, technical brained than I am, maybe later you can go in and you can actually find out what the names of your colors are and like write them down and that sort of stuff if you like. It's totally up to you. So I have this sketchbook. It's from Etcher Lab and it's like watercolor paper. It's nice. They sent it to me for free, so I thought I would use it for this sketchbook because why not? But if whatever sketchbook you have is great. I'm not a huge advocate for like super high quality sketchbooks. I'm okay with like slightly shit sketchbooks. So if your sketchbook isn't like beautiful watercolor paper like this is, it's fine, doesn't matter. Again, just play. We're just being silly little munchkins here. Thin crinkly paper, love it. All the papers, give them to me. If paint goes on them, I'm happy. So yeah, I've played around in this sketchbook a little bit. Here is like a more serious swatch of my Kuretake Gansai Tambi watercolor paints. Yeah, page of swatches. I mean, just a page of swatches is fun. I love swatching. It's something I like to do when I am feeling like painting, when I'm feeling like making something, putting my brush on the page, but not necessarily thinking too much. It's just like a bit of a meditative, chill time, and it looks nice. It's also handy when you're going shopping for paints. If you keep a photo of this on your phone or keep your sketchbook with you, you won't double up on everything as I do from time to time. Yeah, just like playing with putting together different color palettes in different ways and that sort of stuff, and seeing what works and what doesn't work. Like I don't really like this one, but I really like this one. Personal preference, but yeah, just figuring out fun ways to make color palettes. And I really like playing with different shapes and stuff as well. Like you can see on my wall behind me, I have, here, let me show you a bit better. I have heaps of little palettes that I've put together sometimes, and they're really fun to do as well. Yeah, yay. Last week we did this one. So for instance, let me fix that a little bit. We chose a hero color, a main color, which I painted in this star in the middle, which is the opera rose in the acrylic, no, not acrylic gouache, it's just normal gouache, Holbein gouache. And then with this color, I mixed it with different colors to see what I could mix with that color. So the little squiggle on the side is the pure color of the color that I mixed with. Does that make sense? Really fun little spread. Yeah, they look good, don't they? And it's wonky, like my squares aren't straight or anything like that. But yeah, we did that last week and that was really fun. And we also did this last week, which was another experiment with color wheels and stuff like this. So this is a 4-color color wheel. The main colors are marked with these dots, and the middle section is the pure color, and then the outer is mixed with white and the inner is mixed with black. And then between each slice is 2 slices, where, for instance, this one is like, you know, 2 parts yellow, 1 part purple, and this is 2 parts purple, 1 part yellow, and so on. And down here is the same thing, just different colors. And then over here, we might do one of these. Instead of mixing black and white, I chose my main colors and mixed with the hot pink and then this green. So the green is around the edge and the pink is in the middle, and it's just seeing what happens, you know? And just putting together some little color palettes up here. Yeah. And here I did a bit more playing with some color palettes. So on my Instagram stories, I put up a little story being like, I feel like making color palettes. Give me an interesting name and I'll make a color palette relating to that name. So here I am doing that. So someone said childhood adventures, and that's the color palette that I came up with for childhood adventures. Witching hour, gardener, you know, all different things. And it's just whatever popped into my head, and just laying down 6 little colors and see how they go together. And those are just the names of the colors I use. This is the Gansai Tambi watercolors. With some gold in there as well. Hi Becky. Kaylee, I love swatching so much. I've done a few of them. Swatching is the best. I did a bit more swatching here. So these are some shapes I like to do every so often. So each, like this square, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 colors. So every single square has the exact same 9 colors, they're just in different order, and I just have fun putting them together and making sure they don't, like, they're not next to each other from square to square, or they're not in the same space from square to square. And I find it really relaxing to do. Just popping on a, I don't know, a podcast, an audiobook, a movie, and just doing a page of these. Really fun. This is another interesting one I did. So this is the key down here. I think we'll do a version of this today. This is the key down here. So in the middle we have the main color that we choose from our watercolor set, and then mixing it with one of these colors. So I've decided to do all the greens that I have to see what other types of greens and neutrals and stuff that I can make. So my main color is in the middle of each one, and then mixed with all of these ones. And that's really interesting challenge as well. Yeah. Usually I'll do fun swatches, but never thought to do the color math ones. Yeah, I mean, it's color math, but it is pretty. Like, I don't know much about how to do fancy swatches. I just make it up as I go, and I think that's interesting because when you're not too influenced by the sciencey, mathsy part of it, you can do some really silly, funny things. There's another one I experimented with where my main color was the opera pink, and then I mixed it with all these different colors. So on one side of the little blob shape is the color I used, and then the mix of them both all the way down. But I think we should begin our own thing today. I want to do like a version of this one, but maybe a bit cuter. Yeah, let's do that, I think. So I've got out a really pale Prismacolor pencil. Pale sage. You can use any if you want. You can use a grey lead. I'm not going to use rulers either. I'm going to just make it up as I go. Yeah, maybe we can just do a few circles. Let's do maybe 3 circles for now. I don't know if you can see that. Just like that. They're wonky. You can use something if you want to trace. And then I'm going to cut them in half like a pizza. So we've got 4. And then again, so there are 8 slices per pizza. Now what I'm going to do is maybe I'm going to make a quick key. Maybe. Yeah, I guess. Let's make a quick key. So what I want to do, I'm doing similar to this, but it's just going to be in a different shape, right? So I'm going to make myself a little key here, and it's just going to be a little one, I guess, a little circle. Just do the same thing like that, and I'm leaving a circle in the middle, which is where my main color is going to go. Do you see that? Okay, so what colors? You don't have to do the exact same colors as what I do. I'm just gonna choose some colors that are gonna be my key colors. So let's maybe start with yellow. Yellow is a good place to start. So I'm gonna just grab a yellow and I'm gonna fill this slice in with yellow. This is a good thing to do to remember what colors are your main colors. And maybe I'll just go across and do them all. Well, not all of them, but you know, like a good range of colors. So I'm going with the green in this one. Maybe I'll get like a really dark green. That one's like a sappy green. This is going to be like a dark bluey green over here. And I might do like a black. I rarely use black, but it's interesting to see how it goes with other colors. A black. Now we might, maybe I'll do like this blue. It's like an ultramarine blue. Yeah, pretty. Here we go. Now we'll do maybe a purple. Let's do like a dark purple. Do I want to do dark purple? Yeah, sure, why not? Dark purple. See what happens. You know, I'm not choosing these colors in any, there's no like rules around the colors I'm choosing, I'm just choosing colors. Maybe this like pinky red color as well. And white, because that might be interesting. Let's do white. I mean, you won't necessarily be able to see it there, but there you go. Okay, there's my key. Nice and messy. I'm lost. Are we just choosing? Yeah, you just use random colors, 8 colors. So I'm gonna do 3 with you now. So I made 3 circles and I cut them into half and then half again. So there's 8 slices. And this is just the key so I know which colors I'm gonna mix with. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna choose a hero color and put it in the middle. And then with that hero color, we're gonna fill each slice mixed with the color on our key. So we're gonna have 3 different hero colors, and it's just gonna experiment with what we've got. Like, we're gonna just see what happens. So maybe I'm gonna choose this pale blue. This is actually a gouache. So this is gonna be my number 1 hero color. And I'm gonna just, maybe I'll make it, I'll just do a little circle. So in the middle of this little pizza, I'm just gonna fill in the middle of the circle with this light blue that I have, like that. Yeah, 8 colors. You can do it any amount of colors as well. I'm just going to sit that in the sun for a quick seckie. Let me run a little ad and I'll be back in a minute. Some of you probably have the subscription to YouTube where you don't have ads. What's it called? Premium? Hi. Sitting in the sun, waiting for it to dry a little bit. Yeah. Hopefully I'm not going too fast, or hopefully I'm not moving too fast. I'm not the best at explaining things. I'm not very good with my words all the time. But just don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. You'll catch up, you'll figure something out, and if it's not exactly the same as mine, who cares? You learn in doing your own thing as well. Yeah, I don't know how long the ads last for. And my son is going away now. But it's alright. I actually don't mind if some of the colours like bleed in and all that kind of stuff. I'm not that fancy about stuff. Alright, let's start. So, I've got my little palette over here. Just gonna grab some of this blue, a little bit, and then start with the yellow. I'm gonna grab some of the yellow, about 50-50, and fill it in. Should make a lovely green. Look at that, how pretty. It's a good way doing this to like get a handle on the colors that you own, and be a little less scared of making weird decisions and like I don't want you to be afraid of mixing different colors. So yeah, there's that blue mixed with our yellow over there. Now I'm going to grab a little bit more blue and I'm going to move to the next color, which is this sap green. So we're going to go about 50-50, more or less. Again, who cares if it's not exactly 50-50. And then we'll fill in this slice. Because this blue color that I'm using is opaque, meaning it doesn't let light in, it's solid, it's kind of got a white-ish base to it. Everything's going to be kind of pastel-y. That's what I'm envisioning, kind of pasteliness of everything, which makes really beautiful colors if you're into pastels. I'm just wiping some excess paint onto my sketchbook because I love to pre-blobbinate my sketchbook and I don't want to waste any of my colors. We're gonna just go home hanging out with a friend and wanted to be a bit creative, and then saw this live. Yay! We're just playing with colors, so it's perfect. It's a good excuse to do some things without really putting too much effort in, or feel free to just like work on whatever you're working on alongside me. You don't even have to do what I'm doing. Next color with my really dark green. Ooh, pretty. That's nice. I'm gonna fill that in now. I also love how swatch pages look in your sketchbook. Like they're just so lovely to look at. I chose like one of the thinnest paintbrushes in the world for this day. How gorgeous is that colour? Put some of my excess paint there. Next is the black. Let's see how we go with black. Oh, it's like makes a grey, like almost a purpley bluey grey, pastel-y grey. The sun is trying really hard to come out today. I'm sorry if that makes it difficult to see what I'm doing. I will definitely post close-up photos as well a little bit later, either on Instagram or onto the Discord. Next one down is this lovely ultramarine colour. So I'm just gonna guess that it's gonna be a light pastel version of the ultramarine colour. And combining these two. They look so cute. That's a nice colour, I like that one. Next is our dark purple. Which one was it? Was it this one? Is it this one I used? I think so. I need a bit more blue. Try and make it as 50-50 as I can. There we go. Yeah, that was the one. Also, hot tip, sometimes, I don't know if you've noticed, when you're using watercolors, sometimes if you want like a lighter version of a color or a more pastel-y version of a color, when you mix it with white, sometimes it can be a little muddy and it's weird. Hot tip, instead of mixing with white, try and mix with a paler version of a different color. So yeah, if you want a light purple, it's really nice with a really, really pale blue rather than white, because it just has more like life to it. Or a really, really pale yellow or something like that, you know, like it's interesting to try using alternatives to white or alternatives to black when making darker colors. Kind of fun. Now we're mixing with this pink color. Maybe a bit much. That's a nice purple as well. And of course, like changing the amount of water you use as well. If instead of using white to make a lighter color, maybe you just use more water and have a bit of a wash rather than a solid color. Don't you love how the Australian accent says water? Water? Water. That's a nice one. And now we're going to mix this light blue with white. It's going to be very pale. Lovely. That's our first interesting color wheel, using these colors as our key and this color as our main color to mix different colors. So now we know about how to deal with this color a little bit more than what we did before. Okay, I'm just going to wipe off these for the next color, I'm thinking we go for like an orange. What do you reckon? Oh, hello. I've spent the last couple of hours cleaning a big corner of my art room and swapping around table and shelf, such a better flow. Now I've got tables next to each other for maximum arting. That's great. Awesome. Nice. I'm going to go with an orange, I think, for this next circle. Let's get our orange. Do our orange slice in the middle of this pizza. This is our hero color, our main color for this swatch. It'll look cool, like filling a whole page with all of these. So now I'm gonna grab, let's stick that in the sun for a seckie. I'm just gonna actually activate these colors with some dabs of water so they're ready to go. Because it's quite warm today and I'm sitting in the sun. They're gonna go pretty dry pretty quick. I'm gonna have to watch the replay too, but I wanted to pop in and say hi. Hi, Jamie. Oh, the yellow as well. And the white. And the black. Okay. Let's see how we go. So mixing our orange. Get some orange. And the yellow. We're just gonna have a nice, bright, sunshiny, yellowy orange. Which slice was it? This one. I love that color. And it's very different for me because the orange paint that I'm using is transparent. So it's see-through, which is fun. Yummy. Love that color. Next, we're going to our sap green. It's going to be interesting. So because they're kind of like more or less opposite on the color wheel, they're going to almost cancel each other out in a way. They're going to become kind of brown. Maybe when I mix with like the purples and blues, it's going to be even more like grayish. So that's interesting. This is a good way when mixing opposites to come up with neutrals and browns. And brown may sound like a kind of boring color, but I love brown. And there is so much richness within browns. I'm a brown nerd. Love that color. It's all the colors. All right, and now we're gonna do our really dark foresty green. Oh, that's pretty. Oh no, I mixed the yellow, didn't I? I did the wrong thing. I forgot what we were doing for a second. Let me try and save that. Get that away. Away with you. It's all right, I can just layer as well. Not being perfect here. I don't care if there's green underneath. Orange, we're using orange. I was like, why is that color too pretty? It should be more neutralized. There we go. That is actually a gorgeous color. I do like that color. It's like a really dark, mossy, golden green color. See, I make silly mistakes and I just steamroll over the top of them, pretend that never happened. There we go. Oh, I like that color. It's good to go back to as well, because now I know, like, oh, if I want to make that color again for any other paintings that I'm making, I can know that it's this orange and this dark foresty green. Fun. Brown is my favorite color after green. Yeah, me too. Alright, orange is our main color today, and now we're going to mix it with the black. which will probably, ooh, that's a nice chocolatey brown. That's gorgeous. Such a different effect to the one above using the light blue, the light pastel-y blue. I love this game. Nice and chill as well. What a lovely chill sesh. I hope you can hear like my paintbrush slushing around in the water as well, because that's satisfying. Now we're mixing with this ultramarine blue. Now these orange and blue are the opposite on the color wheel, so this will be fun. It'll be grey brown. Grey brown. Very technical name. It's kind of like a dull brown. Mushroomy. Donkey-y. Yeah, I'm very interested to see what colors you all chose. If you chose something different to what I went for, very keen. Let me know in chat what your main middle colors have been so far. So fun. It's giving me very like 60s, 70s feeling at the moment. Now we're going to mix with the purple again, opposite on the color wheel. We're going to get another grey brown. Ooh, we're going to get a rich like yummy brown. Quite kind of like that one. That's pretty. It's actually kind of pinky brown. Also depends like on the ratio. I'm not being perfectly 50-50 sometimes. I'm kind of like just eyeballing it, so I imagine if I had a bit more purple in it, it would be a bit darker. That's quite nice. I like that one. Very woodland, 70s woodland. Rose madder and cascade green. There's a midgie. It is a nice looking chart, thank you. Very fun. Very play, very silly. Now we're gonna mix with this rosy pink color. Ooh, yummy. It's gonna be like very royal looking red. That's gorgeous. How good is that color? What a fascinating color palette this is. Enjoying it a lot. And then swooshing whatever's left on my sketchbook for fun times later to draw on top. Someday I'll be more fluent on watercolor mirror. This is actually a good way to practice watercolor without much pressure. You just see what happens. See, depending on how much water you put in or not. But it's fun, watercolor's fun. So now we're mixing with the white. Because white is opaque, which means no light can get through. It's making it kind of pastel, which is interesting and quite pretty. Like a vibrant peach pastel. How cute is that? I love it. Yum. Now let's choose a different color that's like different again. Maybe like maybe I can use the Opera Rose color. I freaking love that guy. Goodbye, colors. How are you all going? Having some fun? Having a chill time? Might have to change out my water in a sec. Okay, let's use my favorite Opera Rose or Opera Pink or Opera whatever whatever color it is. It's like love vibrant. It zings. It feels like eyeball electricity. There we go. That's a fun one. That's gonna hurt. You love watching people paint. I love trying it out too. Yay! Lots of browns. Yeah, lots of brown. That's okay. We're learning about brown. This one's gonna be probably some browns as well. All right, let's start with the yellow. Pink and yellow. We're gonna get some good orange here. Make sure it's a bit more 50-50. The pink is like really overpowering. It's a strong one. That's nice. This opera rose, this opera pink color, so good for mixing. It's so good for making things super vibrant. I love it. I love making purples with it, and I love making olivey greens with it. Mixing it with all sorts of things. Isn't that nice? Browns are so rich, huh? I'm trying all my greens. I don't know them well, and so it's the perfect exercise. I love that. What's the next color? Like a sap green. We're gonna get like, I think we're gonna get a really rich, rusty brown. It's fun guessing, and then getting it wrong. Kind of normal brown. Pretty though. You can make so many different color palette charts in so many different ways. Like, I just chose this shape last minute just before, but you can do so many different shapes. Very fun. Next color is that foresty green, which is going to be a good one. I reckon it's going to go even slightly purpley brown. Ooh, it's not even any brown. Not even any. Wow. I like this one. This is reminding me of ink. Like, you can see the zing happening between that foresty green and this hot pink. It's like doing weird things to my eyeballs. Like, I can see both colors in it, but not really. How fascinating. Like, the colors almost don't want to be together, but they zing so well together. I don't know. Takes watercolors out, starts playing. Explosion. What's next? We've got black. I think because the black's going to be mixed with this hot pink, it's going to be kind of nice. Is it going to be kind of nice? It's kind of like this, ooh, plummy. It's kind of nice. Very royal, these last two colours. Royal feeling. Not the colour I usually use. Like, I don't usually use these maroon colours, but interesting nonetheless. Hot pink again. Our next one is this beautiful ultramarine blue. I think we're gonna have a nice purple. Oh, look at that. It's so hard to have a good purple in watercolor set, but this opera rose, mix it with blue, you get gorgeous purples. It's the best way to make purple. It's like in your printer, cyan, magenta, yellow. This is like our magenta, and it's a better primary color base than your red yellow and blue, cyan, magenta and yellow all the way. How gorgeous is that colour? I'm obsessed with it. I used to be such a purple kid when I was little. I said this last week as well. I used to be a purple kid. You know how sometimes there's just purple people in the world? I was that. And then I got shamed for it when I was in primary school. And then I made a pact that I would always hate purple. But I'm reclaiming, and I actually really like purple. And I just can't deny it any longer. So now I'm mixing this opera with the dark purple, and yeah, look at that, lovely. It's just so vibrant. Today I'm feeling like a purple person with my purple floofy shirt on. Hi Kim! You always mix with magenta. It's the best way. It's the best way. It should have been taught to us from the very beginning to use magenta, fuchsias, hot pinks instead of red to make good colours. And now we're going to mix it with the pinky red colour, which we're just going to get like a lovely, rich pinky red. Funny that. You were obsessed with all neons as a kid? Hell yeah. Did you grow up in the 90s? Relatable. How pretty is that colour? Love that. My sketchbook is looking fun too. Last one is with white. And then I'm going to have to change my water. Pretty. Just a nice pastel-y but vibrant pink. Yeah. It's really nice. Hope you can hear me okay with the music in the background, and I feel like I'm not talking very loud sometimes. I hope you can still hear me alright. How nice. I love it. Yay. There's our 3. Like, feel free later to do more. I think I might like to fill out this page and do a few more as well and see how we go. So satisfying, right? Really good. This is so calming. Oh, thanks. Weird is the best. I was a quiet purple kid. I liked the colour, but not in clothes, just as a colour. I see a lot of artists saying they never use purple, but indeed they use it. I could make a zine about it. Purple is my favourite colour. Purple's amazing. Yeah, a lot of people hate purple. It is a weird colour, and it is a hard colour to mix well and to make well, but when it's made well, it's stunning. Sound is good? Nice to hear the relaxing music. Thanks for creating this space. Aw, you cuties. Alright, let me just let this dry for a sec. I'm going to get a new water, and while I'm doing that, I'm going to quickly run a little ad, and I'll be back in a jiffy. There we go. Crack the back. Have a quick little stretch, have some water, hydration station, the clock right now. I'm playing with my Mei Liang palette and swatching colours. Also, I love that. Use a lot of purple for my badges. Your badges are always purple. I love that. Purple amethyst is my birthstone. I love violet too, yes. It's not the most light, fast palette, but it looks cool to play with. Kim, I usually use a dark purple in shadows instead of grey black. Heck yeah. I mean, purple's to make shadows. Purple to mix neutrals. Love them. So much better than black, huh? Like they have that like life to them more than black usually does. So it hasn't fully dried yet, but maybe I'm just gonna go straight over here onto this side. What did I say we would do? Something like, we were gonna do something like that, but that's basically what we did already. Okay, just talking to myself out loud. I want to do a little game now, which is going to be a bit of like an experimental gradient with no rules, not many rules. Some rules, maybe. I don't know. I'm just making this up as I go. So one of my favorite things to do is, like these kind of things. I don't want to, this sort of thing. And I want to do something like that with you guys today. But instead of each block being the same colors, I want to start somewhere and like gradientize it down to another color. So let's figure this out. How am I going to do this? I've written a little thing over here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw in a rectangle. Very high tech. I'm going to cut it in half and then cut those halves in half. Like that. So now we should have 4 squares, more or less. Wonky squares. Like so. Yep. Then within each square, I'm going to do a cross through it. So we have 4 triangles within each square, like that. And I'm going to do a line right through the middle, like that. Just like that. Give that a go. With a very pale pencil. Color swatch pages are the best pages, I agree. Sonia, good night. I can't keep my eyes open. It's midnight. Thank you, Sophie. You're very sweet. Oh, thanks, Sonia. Sleep well. Yeah, there will be a replay. You can watch this anytime and we can chill. It's already been an hour, almost an hour of the Scribble Brigade, and we usually go for an hour, but I'm not stopping. I'm having too much fun, and I want to do this one little exercise with you, and then I've got one more exercise I want to do, and then we can go. So we might be here for another hour or so. We'll see how we go. Okay, that's the shape we're going to go for. Now, what I'm thinking of doing is starting from one color, and we're going to gradient down to another color, but we're not allowed to use the same color within each thing. So for instance, the first square, let's say we're going to do all greens. The bottom square here, it's going to be all like maybe purples, purpley kind of colors. And then on next to the green square, in the second one down, it's going to be mostly green triangles, maybe a couple little purpley triangles. And then in this one here, it's going to be mostly purpley triangles, maybe a couple little greeny triangles. And we're going to mix everything all together. Take that however you will. We're just going to start. I'm just going to start better at doing things than explaining things. I didn't wipe away this palette that I used before because I kind of want to do it like that. So I might start with purples, and I'm just going to fill in my triangles with different purples. And we're going to slowly gradient down to greens, and we're just going to get silly and mix all colors, and it's going to be chaos, and there's going to be no rules, and it's just do the thing and see what happens. That's my life. Do the thing and see what happens. Words are hard. Listening to the frogs sing outside while I practice portraits some, and listening to this as well. It's a good evening since I couldn't catch this from the beginning. Oh, that's nice, Ashley. There's a purple. Here's another purple. Let's use this purple. I'm gonna do it in like an adjacent triangle so they don't get too bleedy. I'm gonna mix cool purples and warm purples, darkish purples and lightish purples, but my most purpley purples are gonna be at the top, and then we're gonna mix some purple and green as we go further down. No idea what's happening. But whatever it is, it's happening. We're just seeing where we're going with this. And I love to do stuff like that. I love to give myself weird, vague challenges, or weird, vague constraints, and then see how we go from there. Yeah, I don't really care if we get some bleeding from one triangle to another, because I can't be bothered being perfect. Can't be bothered being perfect. And my paintbrush is flicking all over the place. That's fine. Maybe we'll do another, what kind of, maybe I'll mix in some stuff here. Let's mix in this one. Make some sort of purple situation here. Pinky purple. Frog songs are the best, remind me of childhood. My instinct was to drop the dodgy paper Twitch emote that says swish whoosh. Another purpley pink. Okay, well this has sort of evolved into pinky purple more than purpley purple, but that's fine. So yeah, each little triangle is a different pinky purple. Being kind of nice and messy as well. Not minding if things bleed in. Let's get like, why don't we get an ultramarine blue and mix in with some purple here. Make a bluish kind of purple situation. That one there. I don't get many frogs where I live because we live near the beach, but my old house, which was in the forest, there was this neighborhood frog that annoyed everyone because it was sounded like a saw. It was like, I don't know, one of those, maybe it was a bird. No, it was a frog. It was just had this awful sound, and everyone was like, where is that damn frog in the neighborhood? But besides that guy, frogs are lovely. The neighborhood frog. Alright, and down here I want to do greens, so I'm going to just put down some greens and see what happens. It's kind of a browny green, isn't it? It's not very pigmented. Yeah, so I filled up my top square with all purpley pinks, and now I'm going to fill my bottom square with greeny greens. And then we're gonna like find a way to bring them together. This green, Nice and loose. We are in autumn now here in Australia, and I'm looking forward to the cool weather coming round and the, I don't know, the golden leaves doing their thing. I'm very excited. It's been quite a hot summer, and I'm not someone who enjoys the heat very much. I'm definitely a wintry person. Green, green, green. Autumn is the best. Love this green. Mixing some purples with greens, we're gonna get some good like olives. Bit wonky there. What other greens do we have? What's this one like? That's a nice green. There's something on my desk that's clinking every time I make a brush stroke. I hope you can't hear that. It's a bit annoying. Give me spooky vibes all day. You know, it's funny because in Australia, our autumn is this time of year, which is not Halloween, and our Halloween is your for us, Halloween it's spring. But yeah, Australians don't like really naturally celebrate Halloween. Like it's not as big as it is in the States. It definitely is a lot bigger now that like the internet is a huge thing and you can't like really escape it. But yeah, I never grew up doing Halloween. Didn't really know what it was until I was a teenager, when we could start watching scarier movies and stuff. So for me, autumn is just like magical. Just the days are getting cozier. It just feels lovely and cozy for me. It's not, I don't get the spooky feels. It's always so interesting to me, the time zone differences from one place to another. Yeah. Okay, so now in this square, now that I've done my green and I've done my purple, maybe we'll go up here. So this square here, we're gonna have like mostly purples and a couple of greens, but we're gonna mix in some greens and purples together. So I'm not gonna be using any of the same colors here. They're gonna be all different colors, mixed. Maybe some mixed, maybe some not mixed. And we're gonna see what happens. So let me grab like this pinky purple and just put in a little bit of green. And that can be a greeny purpley color. It's not really purpley, it's more olivey. And yeah, no rules. See what happens. What if we get this dark purple and mix it with this kind of green? We're kind of just gonna gradient our way down. It's like a dusty purpley blue. Maybe we'll do like a bluey, purpley here. But we know it's purpley. I have been told I'll get 1,000 trick-or-treaters at Halloween. Oh no. I'm sure for some introverts that is not the idea of a fun time. No, it's not too bad, Kim. A little bit there. Ooh, that's an interesting colour. I might make a bit more purple. There we go. Is your new house in a place where there's like a lot of families with little kitties? Let's try some of this colour. I'm just like getting nice and messy in my colour palette here. Let's put this kind of bluey green in here. I do love how that colour looks next to purple. Lovely. Maybe a slightly pinkish purple. Maybe this one. You got 4 last year. We grew up without it too. I'll never forget the shock and panic. We got our first trick-or-treaters in England. Yeah, it derived from like paganism, didn't it? Is that right? I don't know much about Halloween, but it's like an English thing. Is it? I don't know. My wallet will hurt. I've been told they bus them in from one city to my street. Oh dear. But I can imagine you totally having like a cute time with that at the same time. Kind of cute. Alright, now we're going to go into our more greeny kind of square. A little bit purpley. And yeah, because green and purple are like more or less close enough, opposite on the color wheel, they do, when combined, they do make some nice neutrals, which is fun. Mix these colors. Nice olive. Yeah. Pretty. Yeah, so this task here is a lot more loose than this one here. Like, we're not really documenting any colors, we're just experimenting with how things may work or not together, using our own messy mixing times. Words are hard. My little slogan is, what do people mean when they say things? That's since I was a teenager. That was always the thing that I would say. What do people mean when they say things? Still feel that very strongly from time to time, especially when I talk about things. What does Sophie mean when she says things? Oh, I don't know. That's lovely, that colour. I'm also trying not to put things that are too similar next to each other so that they can like bounce off each other. All this experiment is making me realize that I love pastels. Ah, that's nice. It's basically a Christianized version of Samhain, Samhain. It's a bit more kid-friendly too, but the Samhain's one of my favourite holidays personally. That's amazing. Also, long-time lurky here. Love your art. Oh, thanks, Adrian. Nodding along heavily to that one, I say it to myself a lot too, and out loud. Yep, we're in the same zone of life, aren't we? Just doing things in some ways. Yep. There's a purple just to like bring it around a little bit. And maybe I want to do like another kind of olivey but more appley olive. Cute. Like that. And yeah, I've let it go all bleedy and I kind of like that too. That's fun. Letting watercolors do watercolory things. Usually I just let things dry, but we don't have all day. I would love to have all day. So I'm letting it be bleedy. That's fun. There we go. That's another fun way to play with color palettes. Now I would really like to do, feel free. I'm gonna do another one later to make this page feel full, and maybe I'll do something here as well when I fill up these pages later. But I would really like to do a little challenge with a landscape, doing the same reference image 4 different times using 4 different color palettes. And they're going to be a bit weird, and it's going to be another exercise in strange color palettes, and then making them work, and then making you think outside the box when it comes to color placement and what colors are allowed, / there's no rules. Like if we want a green sky, we can have a green sky. If we want pink grass, we can have pink grass. So I want to kind of play with that with you all. I have this little dish here filled with swatches of a bunch of my paint. So this is a mixture of watercolors, Holbein, acrylic gouache, all different things. Lots of different colors here. All my colors. Some of them are like pure from the tube, but most of them are just mixed. And I use these a lot. I use these a lot with like art prompt days on my Patreon. We do a lot of like art prompt days with these actually. And even just for myself, for fun, I've been doing a palette parade once a month over on my Patreon as well, where I will offer a color palette for that month, and the challenge is to make an artwork with that color palette for the month. So these get a lot of use and they're very fun, and maybe it's something you would like to do as well. Make your own little set of colors. And I want to make up right now really quickly 4 different color palettes, and we're going to use those 4 color palettes as close as we can. It doesn't have to be exactly the same color. As close as we can to make our little landscapes. And I have a reference image for us to use as well. And it's gonna be a cute time. Let me get rid of this while you're finishing off what you've got going or whatever. Have some water. Maybe I'm gonna run a quick ad right now, and I'm going to have some water and stuff. Let me do that real quick. Ad incoming. So funny doing that. Ad inserted. There we go. Who knows if it works or not? I have no idea. I'm going to change my water. I'll be back in a jiff. it's good to have nice clean water so things don't get contaminated. Love all the colours. I'm trying to get out of a perfectionism rut, so this inspires me so much. I'm so glad, Grace. Yay, that's like the purpose of my Scribble Brigade life, is I want people to just be a bit more silly and less afraid of things. Yay. Kaylee, I have a little heart gun that I'll use sometimes. I kind of love when it will blow a droplet askew. Oh, heat gun. Heart. I was like, a heart gun. Bedtime. I'll catch up with the replay for the following. Thank you, Sophie. Bye, everyone. Don't forget to bump the like button. Oh, thanks, friend. Yeah, definitely like and subscribe. Hate doing all that stuff. It seems weird, but I appreciate it, and it helps me to, it helps me to be seen by the world. It helps me to run my little business. It helps me to get some little cash money, pocket money as well from the YouTube. Yes, it's 20 past 11 in Melbourne here, but it's at the same time. So yeah, Scribble Brigade is once a month. The Patreon sessions are once a month, and they are always on the first Wednesday of every month, 10 a.m. Melbourne, Australia time. The public Scribble Brigade, which we're at right now, is every second month. And that is going to be the second Wednesday of that month at 10 a.m. always. Also, there's going to be daylight savings as well coming around at some point, so it's going to get all a bit confusing. But yeah, it's always the first Wednesday of every month, and then every second month it's going to be the second Wednesday at 10 a.m. I know it's very late for a lot of you, especially those in Europe. But yeah, like the replay is always available. It's hard. In Australia, we're literally on the other side of the world to everyone. So it's almost impossible to find a really good time that works for everyone. But, you know, I find that 10 a.m. for me works really well, and I can be doing my good energy and have fun, and then it makes for a better replay as well. Yeah. Starving, so I'm gonna go get some food and watch the replay for the rest. Thank you for being here. Huey, it's 1 a.m. You're amazing. Okay. Oh, okay, so it'll be Tuesdays here. I get it now. We just did daylight savings on the weekend. So great to have a Melbourne artist doing lives. Yay! I love doing lives. I've been doing them for years and years, and they're always so lovely. Yay. I don't think I'll be able to attend once daylight savings kicks in, but replays are always there. Yeah, they are. Good. Okay, anyway, I'm going to make some palettes. Let's see what we can do. I'm just gonna start somewhere and see what happens. I usually maybe I'll do 4 colors, we'll see. I usually like having 2 colors that are the same but a lighter and a darker version, and then another color that's like off on an angle on the color palette. If you're looking at the color palette, it's my little secret. But not always. That blue. Let's do some slightly weird choices. That's a kind of a weird one. Maybe a light green, cream. We've got like a nice dark blue maybe. And olive. What if we make that orange instead, like that kind of orange? We'll see. I will fix these up if we don't like them. This one, oh, what about like, I never really use red. I find red is one of my hardest colors to make interesting color palettes with. I don't know. Red and light pink. Do I have a really light pink anywhere? Super light pink, and maybe brown, dark brown and olive. That's kind of nice. Or pastel green. That's fun too. Yeah, okay, maybe they can be our color palettes. Very hastily chosen, but I didn't want to think about it too much. Do I want to swap that for that color? Yeah. I didn't want to think about it too much. I didn't want to overthink anything. So, there we go. Yeah, these dot swatch cards, I use these all the time. If you're a patron, you would have seen me use them multiple times in art prompt days. And I love them. I love them. I have many different uses for them. Okay, so they're going to be our color palettes for what we're working on. Let me get my sketchbook out. Actually, is this dry enough to go to the next page? Yes, let's do that. Okay, move that out of the way. Move my little floor out of the way. There are our colors. Now I want you to try to be as close as you can to those colors. It doesn't have to be exactly the same. Obviously, like, we're not being too picky about it, but like more or less the same. And what I'm going to do is, let me get up my, the neon green with the red, yummy. I've got a reference image. Let me have a look. Where is it? Where it is. So this is a photo I took. There it is. This is a photo I took when I was in Ireland. Kim, who's here, might recognize it if you're still here. And that's going to be our reference image. So let's, and we're just gonna do like a very loose version of it. So I'm going to make 4 rectangles. Actually, maybe I'll do them along the top like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. Very wonky, just like that. 4 along the top. This was at where was it, Kim? Scribby waterfall in Ireland, in the Cairngorms. It's lovely, isn't it? I chose this picture because there's different things going on. We've got sky, we've got background hilly things, we've got lake, we've got house, we've got foreground, and we've got purple flowers. So there's lots of different things to look at here. Yeah, it was a lovely view, reminded me of Houseman Castle. I know it does, doesn't it? So cute. And that's just like a little, I don't think it was a house, I think it was just like a little shed thing, but there was no house for miles. Gorgeous, isn't it? So we're going to just be really simple with this. We're not going to go over the top with too many details. I want to kind of flatten it out. And the only colors we'll be using are the color palettes that we've got here. So maybe I'm just going to push those aside. Let's start with this one, which seems like the easiest one for now. And I'm just really going to quickly just give myself some guidelines, and I'm really going to simplify what is here. It doesn't have to be perfect. I'm just going to really simplify everything that's here. And some flowers like that. Like so. That's my little sketch there. Really basic. It's not exactly the same as the reference image, but the reference image is just going to be a reference image. So I'm going to actually do the same thing across all 4 so that I have an almost identical sketch to follow in each one, because I want us to see how the feeling of this painting changes depending on the colors we choose. So yeah, very, very loose. Doesn't matter if it's not perfect. We're just gonna be nice and silly. I actually want to include the power lines that are there, but I'm just going to bring them down a bit because it's kind of interesting. There we go. All four more or less exactly the same. Really quick, really loose. And our first color palette is this one here. So I'm going to have a little think for a sec. I mean, the obvious, we don't have blue, and there's obviously a lot of blue in our reference image. So I'm going to think about what I would like my four colors, where I would like them to be placed. I'm thinking yellow sky. I'm going to allow us to mix colors as well within, so we'll see how we go. You don't have to do that if you don't want to. I might keep it quite flat. I might do almost yellow sky and purple lake, and I know in the reference image there it's more or less the same blue. We're going to see how we go. And the grass is going to be more or less the same, like natural green. Yeah, and then we'll see how we go with the others. I don't know, just making it up as we go. I'm gonna vaguely mix a color that feels similar to that green. It's not gonna be exactly the same, obviously, but that's fine. Close enough. I hope you can, oh, you can't really see. Let me move my little camera, art cam, so you can see my palette as well. And the reference image can go across a bit more there. Okay, there we go. It's not perfect, but there. That should do it. You'll be able to see that pretty well, I hope. Yeah, so I just quickly mixed up this green, and I'm gonna, maybe I should get a slightly bigger paintbrush. I knew it was around, it was right in front of my face the whole time. Yeah, let me just see how we go. Maybe the background is gonna be, the back mountain is gonna be this medium green. I might also actually swatch them down below so I can remember the colors I used, the main colors. And a little bit here as well. Just gonna leave some little blobby bits for the flowers here. So this is like more or less fairly natural with our greens. Now let me just mix up a darker green to go with this color palette. And grab a little bit of the black, why not? It's kind of like got an oliviness to it, the dark green. Get a bit more of that. Mixy mixies. Okay. Not exactly the same, but whatever, it's alright. And I'm going to use this green for some of those darker bits. And there's another dark bit here. Some little hills there. So I'm going to try and like make sure it's pretty much the same across all the landscapes. And the little, maybe the side of the house that's in shadow can be this dark green as well, and I'll leave the door open. Feel free to also use the white of the paper as part of it as well. Little chimney. And the electric cables. That's going to be my dark green. Maybe even some flower stems down here. Nice and loose. Cute. And the shadow. Those are my decisions. It's I don't know if it's gouache or watercolor. They're all mixed in. I'm not really sure. Doesn't really matter. Just use whatever you've got available. My whole palette is like, yeah, a mixture of everything. I don't know. I have no idea. Now, purple. Let's mix this little pinky purple situation. It's a little bit more purpley than that. Yeah, a bit more purple. I'm so terrible, like I just put all my colors in and I have no idea what they are. Yeah, we're going rogue. We're going rogue. What am I gonna do? I mean, there's flowers that are obviously purple. I kind of really want to make the sky and the water this yellow color. I was thinking of making the water purple, but I think I might use the purple to make the roof. And some of these flowers here. Like this. And I'm just gonna like leave white space as well. Let's see what happens. Maybe the door. I make the door purple. Something like that. Oh, thanks, Kaylee. That's a good idea. Reminder to scroll through the Art Supply Love channel in the Discord for inspiration. Anna, it's late for you. You need to sleep. That's fine. I know it's like what we said before. It's difficult in Australia to make sure that we get a good time for everyone. But thank you for being here. Yeah, I might leave the side of the house white like that as well. Okay, let's mix up some of this yellowy gold. I've got this lemon yellow, and I'm just gonna put a tiny bit of the ochre in as well to make it a bit more goldy. Something like that. It's kind of got like the smallest amount of greenness to it. Add a tiny bit of green. Get more of these. Yeah. Close enough. Sometimes I get stuck deciding on what to use, so I scroll through and see what everyone is up to, and it helps me make a choice. That's cute. Like a roulette of yes. Christy, you rejoined the Yellowbird and I'm excited. Yay! All the Scribble Brigades for you. We got a lot of them. Okay, I'm gonna paint in some of the sky now with this gold color. I feel like the purple would have been the more obvious choice for the sky, just because blue and purple are kind of a more similar color. But I just want to see what happens when we have a yellow sky. I think it would be kind of pretty. I feel like I should have done the power cables after, but that's alright. It's almost feel like a risograph painting when you have to paint between the lines and you get these little gaps and overlaps sometimes. And the water, we're going to do yellow as well. Golden brown. That's kind of nice. I'm semi-dry brushing as well. I haven't got that much water on my brush. A lot of people like to use watercolor with lots of water, depending on the effect you want to achieve. I kind of like using a bit more dry and letting texture happen. Yeah, so there we go. I might also add a few little yellow flowers in here as well, because there are some in the reference image too, just to bring the yellow down into a different space. So we're dancing around a little bit. Yeah, there's that color palette. I mean, it's cute, it works. This is good for a sketch, maybe. So this is, I guess, like thumbnailing. If you're trying to figure out what color palette you want to use for your final piece, this is a good way to do it. Really small and really simple shapes and simple like application, just to see what kind of color palettes might work for your piece if you're doing a larger piece, if you're into planning and stuff like that. Yeah, so 4 really different color palettes, it really can open your eyes to see what interesting things you can do with different colors. Alright, so this is going to be our next color palette. This is a really fun one. Let's remove these so I have a fresh palette. I found this little dish at the op shop / thrift shop, and it's so good. Now let me think. We have I am going to use the red as the main grass, and I think I'm going to use the green as the sky stuff. Maybe? Maybe. Yeah, I reckon the lime green gets to be the sky and the I'm not going to overthink it. I'm gonna do it. Let's just see what happens. Let me make up a little lime green, and it's not going to be exactly the same because it's a different. I used acrylic gouache to mix these, so it's going to be slightly different. Acrylic gouache has a really good lime, which is how I was able to make that fluorescent kind of line there. But we'll get as close as we can. No. Let's try again. Maybe this color is better. Limey yellow. With some of this green. A little bit of blue green. Yeah. And then white. I mean, it's not exactly the same, but I think it'll be fine. Let me paint in the sky. Don't want to overthink it, so I'm just rushing in because sometimes you get some more interesting or more surprising results when you don't overthink things, when you just like do it, see what happens. And if it comes out terribly, then now you know. Now you know that it's a terrible combination and you will never do it again. But I find this stuff so fun. This is like why I made Scribble Brigade, so I could play with everyone. Play my art games with everyone. Okay, there we go. We've got green, sky, and lake. Because why the heck not? Now, what am I going to do? We've got this really, really dark color as well. I don't necessarily want to like copy the same tonal value as this, but it kind of makes sense because that's what the reference image is. I don't want to miss out too much on what you've been chatting about. Yeah, okay, no, we're all good. Challenging but so fun, yes. This is a very challenging color palette because it's not the most natural thing. I kind of want this reddish orangey colour to be our grass and hills, because it's so crazy. It's so out there. Or I could be a little bit more demure, and it can be what we've got our purple as. Let's just see what happens. It might be completely rubbish and ugly. We'll see. I need to add a little bit of orange because it's kind of a bit more orangey than full red. A little bit even more so. I'm going to that too. I also really like mixing colours and trying to figure out how much to add to create this and that. It's fun. Have a fun time. That's close enough. Let's see what happens. Let's see. This might be terrible. It's gonna be like some sort of crazy trip, but it's a good experiment. Are we all going? We're getting close to having 2 hours in this Scribble Brigade. This is gonna hurt my eyes. We'll see. Maybe you guys made some better decisions than I did. Again, better. Different, I mean, not better, different. We'll see what happens. There we go. It's wild, completely wild. Steph, you are almost 2 hours late. That's funny. Now I'm going to blow on this and try and get it to dry a little bit. I'll make up this really dark maroon colour while we're here, while we're waiting. A little bit of green to kind of like neutralise. Get a bit more of this. Even darker, even more. Elizabeth, hi from Costa Rica. Love your art. Oh, thank you. Maddie Lee, I went in hard with the don't think, just do, and certainly is an experiment. Heck yeah, I'm proud of you. That's awesome. The shame. It's fine. It's funny. Alright, there's our dark colour. What are we going to do with this dark colour? I'm thinking... What am I thinking? Maybe we just do strange things. We're gonna go with matching the purple here. We're doing some strange things. It reminds me like on Photoshop or whatever, when you grab the hue tool and you drag it around and it does weird things. You're like, whoa. That's what this is reminding me of. Go back, abort. But like, it's psychedelic. It's psychedelic. These colors have a time and a place. They always do. And actually, it's kind of cool. It is kind of cool. Let's put a little bit of orange in. I put too much orange in. We'll put some white in as well. Make it pale. A bit more pink. Pink sky, red barn, green grass now. Love it. No, that's funny. No, that's great. That's great. We're gonna go with now our pink hills and trees and stuff going in here. Some like little bits there. And yeah, some house detail. Whoa, it's like bleeding everywhere. And the cables. Very strange. Very odd. Very weird. Very bizarre. Very something. You went on a mental health walk and there's no phone. It's a no phone walk, so I missed my notification. That's okay, I got back and giggled my way through. I'm sure these palettes look fun. I love that. Cool. Moving on to the next one. Let's put those away. I learned something. Pretending that we're learning things. No. Green. There is definitely a way to make that color palette look lovely, but doing it with this landscape for me hasn't worked. Next one. This is another interesting one. Okay. Cool. Now I'm kind of like tempted to do orangey skies or maybe peach sky. This like yellowy, creamy peach sky. That would be nice. Like reset ourselves a little bit. Do something a little bit more, I don't know, natural. Not. Okay, a bit more pink in that one. That's close enough. Here's my peach colour. I'm gonna make that be my sky and see how we go. For this one. They remind me of Matisse, like Sophie's cringing because she had to use red. Yes, I am. What? I really like red. I love wearing red, but I struggle with painting it. I don't know. I think I just need to tackle my red fear. I don't know if you remember over on YouTube a couple of years ago, I did a blue self-portrait using only blues because I always struggled with blues, and since then I'm cool with blue. Blue and I are good buddies now, so maybe I need to do the same thing. Funny. Okay, there's the peachy creamy color, which is very nice. And I think I'm gonna do the hot orange for the flowers and stuff, and then the blue, light blue. Have I? Maybe the orange is no. Maybe the orange is the. Maybe the orange could be the grass, and then the dark blue is that. I don't know. Let me make up this light green color anyway while I'm thinking. A little bit of green and white. It's difficult because there's two really pale colors. And usually I like to have one pale color. Maybe this can be the grass. Yeah, okay, let's just do it. Not overthinking, Sophie. Stop your overthinking. This is the grass. This is a kind of a nice, gentle color palette. Very calming. Baby bedroom. vibe so far. Karma, time for bed. Can't believe I stayed up so long. Well done. Thank you for being here. That's funny. Okay. What does checkerboarding water mean? What do you mean? Do you mean like you just like put colors in and it does the weird blurry thing? Good night. Good night. Good night. Okay, let's make up this orange. This lovely orange. It's got like a tiny bit of opera in it. Mostly orange. I think I went too hard on the opera. A bit of yellow. There we go. It's a bit too orange, but I can bring it down. Remove that a little bit. Bring it down with a tiny bit of white. Yep. That's actually a lot closer. There we go. More pastel-y. So this one, what's this one going to be? I think it's going to be... let me do this. Roof. Door. Flowers. Cute. Liking it. And power lines. Yeah. Yeah, and then dark blue for the other things. I forgot actually. This bit. Lost the colour now. There we go. Close enough. And now the dark blue. I love this blue. This colour. I think it's already pretty much exactly the same. It's a little. Need to make it a tiny bit darker. Just use a little bit of the black. See what happens. I don't know. Black kind of changes things a bit. A little bit of dark purple. Yeah, that's more like it. Better than using black. Lovely. And then this one, we're gonna do these distant bushes with it. And these little bushes. It's kind of a dreamy, pastel-y, 1950s feeling colour palette. I feel like, you know, if you're making a graphic novel and you want to convey a feel, that's the feel I get with this colour palette. 1950s country kid feels. And the shadow side of the house. That's quite cute. And the little chimney. Yeah, I like that one. Not bad. Interesting. The pink brush. This pink brush. Can you read that? ZIYOUZHE. I think I got them at Spotlight, which is a arts and crafts shop here in Melbourne. They're nothing fancy. They're just a soft synthetic brush, but been using them a bit lately. Yeah. My colours ran out and I didn't want black water, so I'm patterning an Alice Wonderland vibe. Ali, also really loving the colour palette. Yeah, it's cute, huh? Kind of like it. Let's put that, whoopsies, let's put that there, and we're going to try our last colour palette here, which is another interesting one. I'll wipe away these colours. Really like that dark purpley blue though. It's a nice one. Yeah. Goodbye, colours. Okay. let's go. I don't want to do another like orangey sky background because we've done that before. I'm gonna go with this color for the sky and the water because the other colors are so weird. I think it'll still work, even though sky and water is naturally this color. Well, closer to this color than not than the others. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens. Throwing it down. Kind of reads like Z-U-Z-A, 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 Z-U-Z-A. But yeah, for paintbrushes, I just love going for any old soft synthetic paintbrush. I'm not very brand loyal with anything. Give me a stick, I'll use that. I do love this colour. It's like a very light ultramarine periwinkle. Yummy colour. Here we go. You know, that's kind of standard what you think is a sky blue. Let me mix up this purpley colour. This might actually be the exact one that I used. I think it is. That's quite nice. I want that to be my land. And then let me mix up also this peach colour, which is going to be my flowers and stuff. It's a little more orangey than the one before. I'm just bringing up the saturation a little bit more so it's a bit different from the one that was here. Yeah, like that. Yep. This is going to be my flowers, I reckon, and the shadow. Let's do that. See what happens. The house shadow. It's quite a cute colour as well. Flowies. That's quite cute. Yeah, I'm not doing exactly the same like color formation in each one either. I'm gonna do things that are different depending on the colors that we got going. Picking your circle swatches, a better idea. I'm making some so I can plan and play colors. Yes, do it. Yeah, it's definitely art prompt day. If you're a patron, or if you want to be a patron, art prompt day is so fun, and I love coming up with all these different exercises for activities, for art prompts. And yeah, one of them was making all these swatches, and they have been very valuable and good for years. I love them. Ooh, purple hills, fun. I like this. This is, yeah, giving me sleepy nighttime dusk feels. Cute. Whee. interesting. I like it. And I might make my electric cables in that colour too. Oh, I need to swatch it. There we go. And now I'm going to mix up this really dark brown. It's kind of similar to the dark brown we had over here, but it's a bit more bluey brown, if that makes any sense. So I'll add some purple and some dark green and a bit more red for making it a bit more brown. Bit of green. A bit more red. Let's get like actual red in there. Yep, I'm getting closer. I think that's pretty close. I don't want it to be too dark. Let's get just some dark brown that we've already got. Let's get Payne's Grey. Payne's Grey knows the way. Yes, you can try this exercise again. Ah, fun. Yes, a lot of the Scribble Brigade stuff we do it's all repeatable. You can do it as many times as you like. And I love to see in the Discord when people post from months or even like years after the finished live stream. It's very fun. Okay, cool. Let's do a dark roof. And a dark door. And we'll do some little... This is an interesting color palette now. I was liking it before, but I'm not sure about this really dark brown. Kind of looks black on the screen. But that's interesting. Still interesting. Maybe the cables should be this color as well. I feel like if I could change it, I would change that blacky brown, and I would maybe do dark blue instead. But yeah, interesting. This is an interesting way to play with colors, to do some stuff that's kind of unexpected. I really like this one because I love the green gold sky, but I also like the way this one feels as well. Very John McNaught comic artist. This one, weird. Weird. But kind of nice, but kind of weird. This one also kind of nice, but kind of weird. Not mad about it. It's just very interesting. But yeah, it'd be fun to do like even more of these with all sorts of different colors. Even like doing a similar kind of exercise to this one that we did at the beginning. Yeah, we did heaps of color palettes here last week as well. Or even bringing in a fifth color, or bringing in mixes with white or black or other colors. Yeah, you can use the reference image for practice, definitely, Christine, go for it. Yeah. But yeah, that's basically it. I want to do a little show and tell moment if you are all willing to show and tell. Show and tell is where's my mouse? My mouse has died. That's fun. Show and tell is a part of the Scribble Brigade which I really love to do while the mouse is charging. Don't you love it? Where I'll get you to pop some little photos of what you're working on onto the Discord. There's a little channel called Scribble Brigade under the Art Togetherness tab. I will, once my mouse charges, I will send you the link to the Discord if you haven't already, or if you quickly jump onto my Patreon feed, there will be a public post for this Scribble Brigade. It has a link on it to the Discord. If you haven't joined it already, you can go through there, or you can just wait for my mouse to charge. In the meantime, let's have some water. Let's stretch our hands. Let's move our shoulders. Let's feel our bodies. Let's get a bit more comfortable. We're coming to the end of the stream. It's been 2 hours. It's been a long one. And we've only done a couple of little things, but they take a while to do, and there's been a lot of learning, and a lot of brain expansion has happened. Let me run a little ad. If my mouse stops working yet, real quick. I'm gonna run a quick little ad for you, and then I'll grab the Discord link. Quickly charge my mouse between everything I do. I did see last night when I was logging off for the day that my mouse was like, "I'm thirsty, please charge me." But I didn't. I forgot. But yeah, really happy with how that looks. And I reckon a whole page of those would just look so fun in all sorts of different colours. I kind of love it. Imagine a big poster size with just little thumbnails of the same image but in 20 different colorways. I think that would be really fun. Very tempted to do that. Maybe I will. Maybe you will. Maybe we can. We can. We're allowed. We can do whatever we want. Okay, let me grab the Discord link now. And looks like a lot of you have already done it. One sec. Invite people. Let's make an invite code for only the next 30 minutes. Because Discord is mainly a Patreon thing, but it's also semi-open to everyone. There you go. If you haven't joined Discord, jump in there already. There is a Scribble Brigade tab under the Art Togetherness category area. And let's hope my mouse, I charged it for 30 seconds just now. Let's see how well it goes. I'm looking forward to seeing what you've been doing. I love the sharing part of our Scribble Brigades. While we're waiting a little bit more for people to put stuff into the Discord, let me quickly tell you about this month's rewards. So if you're an Orange Bird supporter over on Patreon, these are what you get this month. So this is a double-sided mini print. It's an ink painting. It's a print of my ink painting called A Garden Unfurling, and on the back is a collage of different sketchbook drawings that I did to get to the final artwork. Where is the final artwork? It's here. Yeah. Where is it? There it is. There's the artwork there. So that is done with ink. There's my swatches of all the inks. So how satisfying is that? And there's my paintings of the stickers. So this is a sticker sheet. I've been wanting to do a sticker sheet for my patrons for so long, but they're so expensive. They're 3 or 4 times more than it is to get just a normal sticker. But it's my birthday month. It was my birthday the other day. So I wanted to do a special sticker sheet for everyone. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 stickers on this one, and I have a little YouTube video on the making of this artwork, which explains the story behind the split in half woman with the flowers and stuff growing from her insides. And yeah, so if you become an Orange Bird supporter anytime during March, you get these in the mail sent to you with a little kiss and a pat on the bum on the envelope. So very excited. And yeah, that's a big special sticker. Instead of 1 sticker, you're gonna get 5 stickers. So I'm very excited about that. I love it. Yay. Okay, that's my spiel. Enough of that. Let's jump over to Discord and have a look at everyone's goodies. Oh, thank you. Yeah, my birthday was on Saturday. And I went to a farm and I got to cuddle a 2-week-old alpaca, and it was the best. I love the sticker sheet. It's going on my spring nature sketchbook. Yay! That sounds great. Okay, where are we? Discord. Here we go. Let's have a look. Yeah, so last week, ooh, I love how creative people got with the ways that they made their color palettes. Look at what Sue did. Yeah, really fun, beautiful stuff. We had a really good time last week. So if you are a Yellowbird supporter, you can go back and rewatch last week's. It was another 2-hour long Scribble Brigade session. It was so good. Okay, so Tyler, this is what you've been doing. I love this. Fun. Interesting. Look at all those beautiful neutrals. The rose madder makes such a lovely, warm, just cozy colors. And the green made all these beautiful neutrals. And the haze pink, that's a fascinating color. All these neutrals are gorgeous, especially if you're doing like a lot of really realistic stuff, or to use as shadows. Like you can incorporate these colors for shadows instead of using black. You would use these neutrals. So fun. Megan, I'm a high school art teacher and showed my students your sculptural illustration videos as inspiration for our next project. They loved your work and can't wait to... Oh, Megan, you have to show me. Send me an email or like message me on Discord or something. I would love to see what they do. That's gorgeous. Yeah, I love the dark ones as well. Look at that color. Amazing. I wish... Oh, you can't see where my mouse is. That's so annoying. Gorgeous. Another one from Tyler. Ooh, fun. I love it. Like letting all the watercolor do watercolory things. That's gorgeous. Yeah. Beautiful. So fun to look at. And just like as a glance, it's just interesting to see what different color palettes feel like. Like the top one is all like, you know, warm and toasty, with the shadows and stuff coming through, and then the more blue aqua one is more, I don't know, oceany and cold or nighttimey. I love it. And on the Patreon page, there should be there's a public post with this Scribble Brigade, and on that public post will be a link to the Discord, or you should be able to scroll up a tiny bit in chat. I put the link to it just there. If you don't see it, I can pop another link in for you. Just let me know. Yeah, Tyler, gorgeous. Thank you for sharing. Sally, these are yours. Oh, these are fun. Oh, what did you use? Did you use like an alcohol marker or a paint marker? This is fun. Annie, you've got it. Great. Beautiful. I love that first one. That's really fun with the purple water. I like how you changed the sky and the water to not be the same color. I think that's really nice. Oh, that orange one, the blue and orange one, that's really nice. Acrylic paint markers. I love them. I like this blue, orange and cream one. That's really nice. How satisfying they look all together. Oh, that first green and purple one though. Really pretty. Yes. This one looks like it's on the beach because of the yellow as the land. Amazing. Amazing. Ooh, these are pretty. How fun. I love seeing people, like, glimpses of people's workspace as well with all the watercolor palettes and stuff. These are fun. Even like your key is really fun to look at, but that first yellow one, pretty. And all the others, very neutral. That greeny one, yum. Yum. And these are your houses. Oh, they're so soft. They're like storybooks. How pretty. Well, your final one, that was like, I'm, you know, it's a weird color palette, but I really love how you made it look. The vibe is so different for each colorway. It's so fascinating. Amazing. Really, really beautiful stuff. Love it. I like how, like, soft you are with your colors as well. Really beautiful. The top right as well, yes, that's like Ghibli vibes. Beautiful. Khaki. Oh, how cool. They look great. They look so fun next to each other. The first one. I really love the orange and blue one that you've got here. That's really lovely. And the red one with the green lake and greenish sky. That's like the sky is throwing an aurora borealis and it's doing all this weird stuff. It's just, yeah, very fantasy. I don't know. Yeah, the third one is really lovely. Beautiful. Fun. Cute. Wait, yes, cute. I love this. Your key is really great. How cute. All your greens. So good to get to know like a certain set of colors and how they react mixed with other things. This is a great idea. This is kind of what I did with this one, where I did like worked on all my greens. And I think that's a great way to do it. It'd be fun to do one where you're only doing blues or only doing yellows or only doing reds and oranges. I love how you put them in clovers. That's very, very cute. Caitlin, you were too sleepy, but you lurked and you did a rose. That's so nice. It's a pencil. Beautiful. Maddie Lee, this was so much fun. Weirdly, the wild color palette was my favorite. I love that. The wild color palette is such a vibe. So interesting. And the last one as well. Gorgeous. I really like. I like how you did the outline as well, using marker, brush pen. I think that looks really, really nice. Very graphic novel feels to me. So cute. So good. And here are your color palettes with some notes. I love this. That first one is really pretty. Yes, pastels, oceany. The last green one. All three of them are such lovely vibes. Yummy. Yum, yum, yum. I like all your little notes. That's really lovely. So good. Betty, a little crazy. I only have a minimal travel palette for watercolors with only 12 colors. I hadn't touched the watercolors in years, so I had to really let go. I think I'll have fun going back over the blobs later to make them into something else. It's hard to let go sometimes, but that is when the progress seems to happen. Yes, happens for everyone when you let go. You just gotta do the thing and try the thing, and how will you know how to do a thing if you don't even just do a thing? Words. What do people even mean when they say things? This is really fun page to look at. I can tell that you actually had a lot of fun, and I'm really proud of you for letting go and trying it and just, coming on this funny little journey with me to explore colors. That's really fun. And a set of 12, it's all you need, really. You don't need many, because mixing exists and I love mixing. Why doesn't your photo appear? Oh, it won't let me show it. It won't let me show it. You might have to change like the file type of it or something. If you, even if you on your phone take a screenshot of the photo you took, it'll change the file type from this .heic. And that should work maybe. But yeah, thank you to everyone who shared your palettes and experiments here. If you're watching later and you're a patron and you want to share, please share on the Discord. If you are sharing on Instagram or any other social media, please tag me so I can reshare, reblog as well. I'd love to see what you've all been working on. And also, yeah, tagging me on Instagram or Blue Sky or whatever other social medias we use, helps me to get seen and get known, and helps me run my little one-woman business. And yeah, I really appreciate you all being here. And on the YouTube that you're on right now, on the YouTube video, leave a little like and little comment as well if you would like, and let me know some fun fact about colours that you have. I don't know. Oh, here we go. Well done, Elise. Oh, these are so sweet. How sweet are those? Cute. Yes. That was the correct decision with the lime green for the hills rather than the red. No, but I love it. That's really fun. That looks like really nice paper as well. Megs, more are coming in. I love this. Oh, I like how you laid it out with the up, down, up, down. Ooh, look at your palette in the background. Are they Tombow markers? I really like the second one. And the last one. They're all really cute. Oh, thank you all. Kaki, was your first time. Yay. Kaylee, thank you. Sally, so fun. I learned so much from the Scribble Brigade. I agree with Sally. Oh, thanks, guys. I love just like playing with you all, doing the fun stuff. Megs, you got in. Great. Anyway, amazing work, everyone. I'm proud of us. We did good. We let go. We did silly stuff. We made weird decisions together, and we learnt some stuff along the way. Yeah, I'm very excited for us to continue our colour exploration life. My whole life is a colour exploration. Lily, these are really fun too. I really like the colours you chose. The blue. Amazing. Yay! Okay. I think I'm going to go now. It's lunchtime. That was like 2.5 hours. That was the longest Scribble Brigade I've done in ages. Like, I used to do art hang stuff on Discord and on Twitch, and sometimes I would do 3-hour long streams, and they were exhausting. And this is the first time I've done one of those such long streams since then. Yeah, anyway, good. Love you all. Thanks for being here. Thanks for supporting me. Thanks for trying stuff, and I look forward to seeing more of your work and more of what you've been working on, and see what you've learnt today. The time did go quickly. I adore your faces. Why are you so cute? Stop being so cute. I love you. Bye.